You see, we have such a strong conditioning to believe that deep sleep is a state that lasts in time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the waking state mind says about deep sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Because from the point of view of the waking state mind, the waking state takes place in time. In fact, the waking state doesn't take place in time. Thought imagines the time in which the waking state takes place, because it's not that thought is present in the waking state, thought is the waking state. Yes? So when thought thinks of deep sleep, during which it was not present, so it cannot know anything about deep sleep because it wasn't there, but it conceives of deep sleep in the terms in which it conceives the waking state. So thought says the waking state lasts for 6 hours, therefore, for 20 hours, and therefore deep sleep must last for 4 hours. We don't actually have an experience of deep sleep lasting for 4 hours. It is our experience that deep sleep doesn't last in time. The moment we fall asleep is the moment we wake up. However, we don't trust that experience. We trust, strangely, what the waking state mind says about deep sleep, although deep sleep is precisely defined as the absence of the waking state mind. So if we project time onto deep sleep and then think, how can I remain aware during deep sleep? We become very frustrated. Because deep sleep is not a state that lasts in time, during which we are either unaware or aware. Think of it a different way. Turn it upside down. Stay with your experience that you don't pass from a waking state into a dream state, and from a dream state into a deep sleep state, and then from deep sleep back into the dream and the waking state. Think of it more that you are ever-present awareness. It is you that takes the shape of the mind and appears as the dream state. Thought then abstracts the body and the world out of the mind and creates stuff, imagines stuff called matter. Now take that model of your experience and now see that from that point of view, which means putting awareness as the ever-present reality of your experience, and see that from that point of view, you never disappear. You never have the experience of your own disappearance. So right now, you are ever present in your own experience of yourself. And if you take this view and then explore your waking state experience from this point of view, and you see that the waking state is something that takes place in you, that the objectness of the waking state, all these objects in the waking state made out of stuff called matter, actually take place in you. We can first reduce matter to mind by seeing that the object out there, the chair, the object, all we know of it is the experience of seeing. So instead of being an object over there made out of matter, it's now an experience here, made out of mind, made out of pure seeing. And then that's the first stage. Then you reduce seeing into pure consciousness. So if you do this during this is just one pathway from objects out there made out of matter to an experience in here made out of mind. And then from mind, take the next step back. The substance of mind is pure knowing or pure consciousness. So if you take that pathway again and again and again in the waking state and reduce your experience in the waking state from objects to mind to pure consciousness, the somethingness, the objectness of the waking state begins to loosen up. The solidity, the rigidity,
I've done that a little bit with the dream state.
No, don't do it in the dream state. It's so much easier to work with your experience in the waking state. The waking state is the time to do it. It's just the regular waking state, because then you can explore your experience. As the somethingness of the waking state thins out, the corresponding nothingness of the dream state will also thin out. In fact, the nothingness of the dream state is just the corresponding, it's just a corresponding, it's just the opposite of the somethingness of the waking state. So if you think you experience things in the waking state, there is no way that you will be able to get rid of the no-thingness of deep sleep. Leave deep sleep alone. The way we experience deep sleep corresponds to the way we experience the waking state. In the waking state we can explore our experience. Explore your experience in the waking state, and our experience of deep sleep will correspondingly change.
Okay. Interesting. It'll be. Do you have anything to say about lucid dreams? Like, some people, like in their dream state, get it to the point where they know they're dreaming, and yet they can still perform actions or fly or do various actions.
The short answer to your question is no. Just because it's never interested me. I'm sure it's available to explore. If I'm sure you could Google, lucid dreaming plus the Bay Area, and I'm sure there are any number of lucid dream courses. I'm sure there are.
Right.
So, if it's what you're,
I'm just wondering if it could be. I mean, everything that you say is making the world less real. So,
or not less real, but pointing to its true reality.
Okay.
Yes.
It's home in awareness,
yes,
rather
exactly.
than the objects being real.
You see, I'm just really quite simple-minded in some ways. All I've ever been interested in life is happiness, beauty, and love. I couldn't care less about lucid dreaming. I would far rather have dinner here with my friends than lucid dreaming. Really, I find it so much more enjoyable. Just going for a walk along the lanes here, having breakfast together, chatting about the latest movies, and really, I would rather have that experience than the experience of lucid dreaming.